pleased to yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Arizona, new member of the House, a new member of our committee, and somebody who actually has experience in this business during his storied career, Mr. O'Halloran from Arizona.
The gentleman from Arizona is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the ranking member with whom I look forward to serving on the Agriculture Committee on behalf of the people of Arizona. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to express my deep opposition to H.R. 238. I am troubled by the way this legislation, the Commodity End User Relief Act, has been brought to the floor. This bill was only introduced last week and is being rushed to a vote. I'm especially bothered by the attempt to bring this bill to the floor outside the rules of regular order. There were no committee hearings, there were no markup held by the committee, and the members of the Agriculture Committee have been denied the opportunity to discuss the merits of this legislation. As a freshman member of the 115th Congress, I am especially bothered that this bill has been brought to the floor before the Agriculture Committee has even been fully organized. As a new member of the Agriculture Committee, I am troubled that my colleagues think they can bypass the important feedback provided during the committee process. I represent over 80 communities in my district with a wide range of opinions and interests. Hearing from my constituents and getting feedback is critical to my duties as their representative in Congress. We should include their voices in policy-making process, not just special interests who have the resources to keep lobbyists here in Washington. The committee process allows members to gather critical information, have a positive discussion, and make necessary changes to legislation. As everyone on this floor knows, the committee process is essential to ensuring that the interests of the American people are truly represented in the legislation and brought to the floor. I understand that this bill was brought up in the 114th Congress, where it was reviewed by the committee. It is only right that we maintain our democratic principles and ensure that H.R. 238 fully undergoes committee review in this Congress. Mr. Speaker, this is not a partisan concept. These are the values I held as a Republican state legislator, as a police officer working in the community, and as a community leader. Mr. Speaker, I asked if this legislation was sent through the committee in the last Congress, is it not going to the committee again? This process subverts the rules of this Congress, which I might add were established only last week. Bypassing the normal rules of order marginalizes the voice of the American people in the legislative process and forces a vote on legislation that is not complete. I encourage my colleagues to make sure that the voice of the American people is heard and this legislation is brought up under the rules of regular order. For this reason, I ask my colleagues to join me in opposing this legislation before us. I yield back.